Welcome to Tech Talk with Trevor Galbraith, a video podcast that features industry leaders and experts from the electronics manufacturing community. Recorded at major events around the world and from the studios of Global SMT TV. Now here is your host, Trevor Galbraith.
Good morning and welcome to day 2 here at SMTAi International. My first guest this morning is Ivan Romo from SmartSOL. Nice to see you,
Nice
Ivan.
to see you again, Trevor.
Yeah,
Good morning.
absolutely. So you've been, you're the largest distributor by far in the Mexico territory, but you've been expanding up in here into the United States. You got a place in El Paso, Texas. Tell us some of the developments that have been happening over the last sort of 6 months since we last spoke.
Yeah, well, basically we grew 4 times our capabilities in El Paso, Texas. We started like 2.5 years ago, and the growth of the business is pushing out to grow and grow every 6 months.
Right.
So basically we are finishing the last modifications to our demo room and warehouse, and we are planning to do an open house that we hope to see you there during Q1 next year, in which we are going to do some technical conference and some economic perspective conference also, having into our office some VIP customers, the business partners that we do business with, and of course the media team that is always supporting us. Right. And this is something that is going to happen very soon here in the United States, but also we are growing a lot in Mexico. Right now, we are in the construction of the 4th building in Guadalajara. Right. That is the number 10 for SmartSOL around the world. Wow. And plus other 2 that we have on lease. All the facilities belongs to SmartSOL, with the exception of Tijuana and Chihuahua that are on lease, but the other 10s are owned by us. Yeah. So we're still always looking what is going to be the next step for the coming year. And of course we hope that in the 2024 we can find another building in Tijuana to expand our operations there. Right. And of course all these expansions are based on the needs to have better stock for fast delivery, for capital equipment and consumables, but also to have better training facilities. Right. Like a month ago, we did a 2-day seminar together with the SMT in Guadalajara. We host 140 customers within the 2 days. Okay. And it was a very successful show, driving together with Mark Ogden and Gary Burroughs from SMT. Yep. And we are going to do similar in December in Ciudad Juarez. Yes, I hear that. But it's going to be a differentiator because we are going to have 3 days seminar in Juarez. 2 of them are going to be English or Spanish, but the 3rd one is going to be Chinese. Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? So you're going to do it in Chinese because there are so many Chinese operators and manufacturers now in that area. Yes, you know, this new shoring trend that we have together in Mexico, United States, are pushing a lot of the Taiwanese and Chinese companies to get out of Asia and setting up into United States and Mexico. Yeah. So in Mexico, the places where they are being established is a little bit of Querétaro, Guadalajara, Monterrey, Tijuana, and Ciudad Juarez. So that's why we are bringing the speakers from Asia, from SMT, to do 100% of the seminar in Chinese. Wow. So it's the first time that we're going to do that together with the SMT. We're very excited to do that, to mark a differentiator into the market. And we are only a couple weeks before to do that. That's incredible. So 2 days in English and Spanish and 1 day in Chinese. I mean, you know, one of the great things about your business model is that you're a distributor, of course, and you hold a lot of stock in all these different warehouses around the country. Up here, you're got a slightly, you know, you're working purely as a distributor, but also through the rep network. So talk to me a little bit about how you've set that up. Yeah, we already have 3 or 4 different rep companies helping us to deploy the products into the U.S. market. And one of the objectives to be here in the SMTAi, it was to get into agreement, and we already signed another 3 contracts for reps for United States. Right. And the next hiring period is going to be during Apex 2024.
Okay.
So basically our objective is to have 10 reps companies that help us to promote the products. And of course we are going to take care of all the delivery, to carry the stock, and the technical support. Right now we have 4 technical support engineers in the United States that are doing the installation, training, and setup for our equipments. And we also offer additional service for the companies that we do the representation in Mexico when they need extra support for United States or people, according with the availability of their agenda, they can offer that service to these companies that has been established in the United States for many years.
Right, right. I mean, technical support in service is critical. I mean,
absolutely.
And having the right infrastructure and supporting these people as well, because, you know, there is an issue, as you mentioned before we started recording, that some of these other service engineers are working freelance and they're not getting the coverage they should be getting.
Yeah, that is something that all the customers needs to be aware and to take care of, that the liabilities that they can incur hiring freelance are too high. So basically, all the SmartSOL employees has the benefits into United States according with the government laws, and the same in Mexico. We are not having any freelance or subcontractors to do the engineering service. They are 100% employees directly by us. And of course, there is no good product with no good support. So all the end customers and the reps that we work with into United States can be confident that the SmartSOL will support to them 100%.
Yes.
Regardless what happened.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean that's important because, you know, as I say, there's a lot of liability around some of these installations, and traveling in some areas as well is not particularly safe. So, you know, you need to have insurance.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Sure.
Well, it's great to see how you're constantly expanding, Ivan, and you know, I look forward to hearing and seeing more at these seminars that are coming up in Juarez and in January, of course, down in El Paso, Texas.
Sure, I'm hoping to see you in a couple of weeks in Guadalajara during SMTAi Guadalajara.
Yeah.
And maybe we will see you again in Productronica and during our December seminars in Juarez and in the open house in El Paso.
I know.
We have a lot of events to chat again together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you for coming in and talking about it today.
Pleasure to see you. Thank you.
So my next guest today is Jim Wertin from Heraeus Corporation. Nice to see you, Jim. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. So we're going to talk today about Microbond SMT 660. It's part of the Innolot family, which I believe is your high reliability grouping.
Correct. Yeah. Yes, correct. So Innolot is the standard offering that we have for the Innolot family. We also have a cost down version of that. Innolot is tin silver copper based, contains nickel, antimony, and bismuth as well. Complex alloy being 6 parts. The SMT 660 flux chemistry was developed specifically for the high reliability alloys, but the twist is it's a 100% synthetic chemistry, no organics, and then it also is a product which can be processed with Innolot in air. Right. No nitrogen required, but it does perform well with nitrogen as well.
Right. So what benefits does the fact that it's a complete acrylic bring? I mean...
Thank you. Yes, so some of the key benefits are the print life, the stencil life, overall printability in general. It adds a stability that you normally don't get with standard organics and the fluctuation that comes with those.
Right.
So when I say print stability, again, it's the stencil life, even shelf life. Another benefit is SIR values. Those values are through the roof. They're really high, very stable. The key benefits, again, is being nitrogen free. atmosphere environment. So again, you can run it with straight air, no nitrogen required, or you can add the benefit of nitrogen should you require it.
Right. So how does it perform then in terms of voiding?
So voiding is always one of those things, and being Innolot in this complex matrix, voiding is a key issue. The SMT 660 in discretes, BGA, virtually no voiding at all. 0.4, 0.5 millimeter, 0.8 millimeter. Standard SAC reflow profiles.
Right.
In discretes, voiding is as good or better than typical SAC-based alloys, no clean chemistries. And then in bottom-terminated components such as MLF and QFNs, we see voiding anywhere from roughly, I'll tell you, a max of 15% down to below 5%.
Oh, wow.
Those are non-optimized numbers.
Right.
So no window painting for the large BTCs, and those are out of the gate percentages.
Right.
So should you take the next step and do some further optimization, window pane for egress, it's conceptual. You could be down in below 10% easily on average, maybe even lower.
Okay. And what are the reflow temperatures like?
It's can be reflowed in a typical SAC profile.
Okay.
Really, the optimization is just tweaking based on what you're soldering to, the metalizations, and the different applications. So 245, 250, 255 peak. Time above liquidus is still going to be in that maybe 60 to 90 range.
Right.
We target a sweet spot of somewhere around 70, 75 seconds to start, and then do further optimizations. Overall profile length, 3.5 to 4 minutes to peak, and the rest is nondescript.
Wow, wow, excellent. So it sounds a very flexible and innovative material. So,
Very much so.
is it currently available? Is it still in testing, or is it actually available now?
This is a released product. This particular item is available standard Innolot Type 4 powder. We also have a Type 5 that is available. Finishing up some final testing on that product. Transitioning from a Type 4 to a Type 5 in this type of alloy is pretty complex. Yep. But this same flux chemistry works in the Type 4 as a Type 5.
Okay, so I believe you've got a cost down version, the 2.0 version. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the characteristics of that?
Absolutely, thank you. Standard Innolot has a silver percentage of 3.8, quite high, so it's a costly additive. Heraeus had taken the initiative to create a cost down version of the Innolot alloy that maintains the integrity of the original Innolot. So we've taken nickel out of the equation, replaced it with a different dopant, but we have halved the less than half the silver content. So the Innolot 2.0 contains 1.5% silver over the standard 3.8.
Okay, so that'll bring the cost down a bit.
Substantially.
So what have you replaced it with?
The silver?
The silver.
So we tin. So the balance is tin. So it's still tin, silver, copper. It still contains bismuth and antimony. And no nickel. The nickel has been replaced with a different dopant and less silver. Okay, excellent. So and that one is available as well? That is also available, yes. Okay, excellent, great. Well, that's two really interesting products. I want to thank you for coming in and telling us about them today, Jim. Thank you so much.
Imagine the competitive advantages of producing high mix and high volume PCB assembly on a single SMT line, running non-stop even during changeovers. It's available now from the only maker in the world providing mixed production SMT line solutions complete with full dual printing, SPI, pick and place, reflow, AOI and board handling machinery for different product dual lane processing in the smallest footprint possible. Make more PCB assemblies with less time, less space, less investment.
So my next guest today is Tetsuro Nishimura. He's the president and CEO of Nihon Superior. Nice to see you again, Tetsuro.
Yes, that's right. It's about 5 years absence. You know.
No.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. So, a couple of announcements we want to talk about today. I mean, the first one, let's talk about the product, which is your Tempsave B37.
Yes.
It's a low temperature solder.
Yeah, it's a brand new product, you know.
Okay. So you were kind of late, really, coming into the low-temperature solder market. So what have you learned, and what has made you different?
Yeah, because in these days components are so small and not so high enough. I mean the heat capacity, so that's why they're easy to break and warp. So that's why needed to as low as possible reflow temperature. So that's why we need a low temp solder.
Okay. And what sort of temperature does it reflow at? What are the?
Yeah, this one can manufacture 180 degrees Celsius peak temperature.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty low. That's pretty
Yes.
decent. And it's a tin bismuth composition, is it?
Exactly. Yes, it's the main composition. But this product, it's a less bismuth content. That's why the toughness is much better than the previous tin bismuth Utic products, Utic alloys.
Right. So it's actually got the other components that are in it are making it much stronger.
Yes.
So I mean, because bismuth, as we know, is known for being brittle. So does it help having the tougher elements in there?
Right. Bismuth like a stone, and tin is like a sand. So that's why it's a mixture of the sand and stone. But the stone can go into the sand, but the sand cannot go into the stone. So that's a secret mixture. So that's why we can achieve to manufacture these products in the industry already using alloy.
Yeah. You want me to hold your microphone?
Thank you.
You can demonstrate it.
This side, component side, using this alloy, and this side, wave soldered.
Okay. So it's actually a mixed technology board. It's got SMT on it and also through hole.
Yes, with all tin bismuth.
All low temperature tin bismuth. Yeah.
It's very successful.
Is the wave soldering alloy is that a low temp?
Yeah. It's a traditional tin bismuth alloy.
Okay.
Yeah. That is the best. We tested more than 2 years with a customer.
Right.
So we found the tin bismuth Utic one is the best for wave, but they need a special fluxes for this.
Okay. All right. I'll give you your microphone back. So I also want to talk about the company as well, Tetsuro. I mean, in fact, you're very well known. In fact, world famous for originally inventing the SN100C.
Right. Thank you.
So, I mean, SN100C has been around the industry for many, many years. 23 years, I think
Correct.
We said it earlier.
That's right.
Tell me what's happened.
Yeah, it's very successful. And also, we have a new alloy, additioning 1.5% bismuth onto S1C. Also, it does very good job especially for the car industries. Yeah.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
And also,
Yeah.
we are now developing new facilities in China and also in Malaysia too.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, there's quite a lot of supply chain changes happening in the world. There's de-risking of the supply chain, if you like, and so you're getting a lot of manufacturing moving back here to the United States and Mexico. You're getting it in Europe. China's suffering a little bit. So why would you open a new place in China?
China itself can develop by themselves. That's why not necessary to supply from outside from China. Yeah. So that's why I want to make products inside of China.
Okay. So you've also had a facility in Ipoh in Malaysia.
Correct.
But I believe you made some changes there as well.
Yes.
Can you tell us what's happened?
Yes. because demand of the solar is getting high, and performance of our products does good job. So that's why we have to supply to the customer. As you said, supply chain is very important. So without manufacture, we cannot supply to the customer perfectly. So that's why we need a new factory now in Malaysia.
Right. I mean, so I believe from the original factory you had, you've now tripled the size.
Right.
3 times the size.
It's a big one.
Okay. Okay. So that's certainly quite an improvement. So, yeah. So lots of things happening. What about the Mexico market down here?
Well, people say so. That's why we have several licensees all over the world. So that's why in Mexico, our licensee in charge of to supply the product domestically.
Okay. Okay. And who is your licensee in Mexico?
Yeah, now is several.
You have several.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Good.
And now FCT is coming up. FCT.
FCT. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So a couple of weeks away, and then it's going to be, of course, the Productronica in Munich, which is the biggest show in our industry. Yeah. Do you have any announcements planned for Productronica?
Not now, but my son very much interested to visit the Productronica this year.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Well, we'll look forward to that, and certainly you keep innovating. So I'm sure we'll be talking to you again.
Yes.
Before very much longer.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thank you for coming in and talking to us.
Yeah. Thank you very much.